Hey guys, it's me, Wilson, and we're back for another video on F123, and we're actually here for my WR debut. Yeah, thought I'd do a bit of WR, spice it up a bit, started getting a little bit bored, so why not race on a Sunday? One of the reasons I don't race on a Sunday is because, I like to enjoy myself on a Saturday night, and it usually makes me pretty rough on the Sunday. So, for this race, I was pretty rough for the race, which I expected. I'm going to use it as my excuse.
I was going to have to like share
but
myself
it was also self-inflicted. So, yeah, heading into this race, just a normal amount of practice, really. Crazy. And yeah, it felt pretty unusual racing.
You better stay behind
WR, since I've never actually done it. I usually just just can't be
Like,
bothered.
I've even had to watch out for somebody in a race
so let's see how it goes.
Race
Mexico's always an interesting track, and the racing recently has been quite, I don't know if I should say good, it's been quite dirty, but it's been exciting, let's put it that way. But nevertheless, we're on our first Q1 run here, and yeah, safe to say this was not a good lap. It was a little bit all over the place. We go into the final sector in a 0.34 split. So yeah, we're not exactly flying, mainly in this last sector because of that. We lose a lot of time there, at least a tenth, and that's going to make our life pretty difficult to get through now as we cross the line, and it's a 0.503, which is definitely not the time you want to do if you want to get through in one run. So looks like we're going to have to do another run, and that's what we do. Going out a brand new set. You can see we're P16, so we are literally out as we speak. Which is not the feeling you want. So let's see what we can do on our final Q1 run. A lot of pressure in this lap. Usually when you're heading into these laps, you're not giving it your all. You know the time you need. At this point, I knew I would need about a tenth and a half to 2 tenths to be through. So that's what you're aiming for. You're not really aiming for more. If more comes, you'll take it, but you're not pushing the limits in this final lap here. So going into turn 1, you can see just taking it nice and smooth, making sure you get your lines right, making sure you get everything, the basics right. And we come out of turn 1, we're going to be slightly up when the delta fixes itself. Going into sector 2 now, as we improve a little bit. And this next section is really tricky. The slow speed is the easiest place to make mistakes. We missed apex there and lose a bit of time, so not ideal there. And then go through this double right-hander, very awkward. We come out 200s up, a lot of time lost through there, but again, just taking it easy. A lot of our time was lost through this middle sector and the last on the previous lap, and you can see that already, gaining 600s through there. And now coming into the last sector, where we know we lost about a tenth in that left-hander, so if we can just replicate that left-hander in a smoother way and just carry decent speed, we're going to be gaining a lot of time. You can see already a tenth up. We do slide a little bit too much still, but not as much, and you can see a tenth and a half up. That's what we needed. Clipping the last corner at the apex, trying to get onto the power, and you can see a tenth and a half improvement, the improvement I thought we would need, and hopefully my calculations were right, and they were. P12 it is, very close however, to P15, P16 though was a long way back, so we didn't need that much of improvement, but I'm sure every driver would agree that Q1 is just getting yourself through. So yeah, thankfully we didn't get knocked out. That would have been a bit embarrassing and a bit awkward. Yeah, but heading into Q2 as I wait for myself to clip it. We're actually on a U set now. These runs really don't mean anything. It's more just to get a lap in and just have a bit of fun, really, get a delta. These aren't crucial runs. But coming out the final corner now on our U set of tyres, and we put it provisionally P2 as we get overtaken straight away. But yeah, going into our second run now on a fresh set of tyres. This lap was also very messy. Not a good lap at all. Another reason why I haven't shown it. So coming out the final corner now, third gear, 2 tenths improvement on a U set of tyres is not the one. And we only put it P2 for the moment, and that's going to drop down a lot. So yeah, that's going to make our life very difficult. And again, we find ourselves out already before the final run, so we have to improve this final run. So yeah, making my life very difficult in this qualifying session. Again, my excuse, I wasn't feeling great, but I can't really use that as an excuse, as it was self-inflicted. So never mind that. Going to turn 1, braking just at that crane is what I use, and then through turn 1 and 2 we hit that right-hander curb there, and yeah, not going to show the rest of that lap because I moaned a lot of the rest of that lap and I didn't improve. I got close to improving. I'm pretty sure I started matching my delta, but yeah, that clip of the curb, we were already on a poor sector 1, and then that sector 1 there was even worse, so very frustrating. Struggled a little bit anyways with the car in quality. Just wasn't 100% connected, but we live and we learn. We've got a race ahead of us, and as I said at the start of the video, I've been enjoying the races a lot more when I'm able to race, that is, because you can actually fight this game. But nevertheless, we've got 4 red lights, 5 red lights, and away we go. We're starting on the soft compound tire, so we should get a good start compared to the cars around us, and indeed we do. Sitting in the slipstream of Jake Benham, trying to find toe of anywhere we can. We're going to sit behind Philip Preisnader, and you can see the closing speeds. We're going to go down the middle of both Jake and Philip Preisnader, and we're going to go try and round the outside of Luke Smith, I believe that is, and then we...
I've not got wing damage.
We go into turn 2, and Tomic's car decides to stop from 60 miles an hour or whatever it is to 15 in the matter of 2/10. So we've lost our wing, and yeah, I guess that's the consequences you face from starting near towards the back. Still shouldn't have happened if everyone drove a little bit more sensibly, but VSC came out, sadly not a full one, which would have saved us, but VSC came out and we pull into the pits. I was very close to retiring at this point, but the do not give up mindset in my head told me to keep pushing, so we come into the pits and strap on a set of medium compound of tyres and a new front wing. Reason we put on the mediums is so if a safety car comes out soon, we can strap on the hards and take it to the end. So good thinking from my engineer. Shout out to Lucas Bloom, some guy. But we move on to lap 9, and yeah, we're in no man's land. We got a few cars behind us, 2 seconds back, and then the cars ahead of us are a long way ahead, and we've still got to make a pit stop anyway. So it's not looking great. We're pretty much just praying for a safety car at this point, and albeit a safety car comes out, and you can see how happy I am. Finally, I always feel like when my races go wrong, safety cars never actually come out, and when my races go right, they do come out. So very blessed for that safety car. That is saved us, and now I feel like we can actually fight. This also brings a little bit of strategic play into it. Some people started in hards, and if you started in hards, you were screwed, because you have to use 2 different compounds of tyres. So if you're in hards, you can either pit onto mediums and take them to the end, or pit into softs, do a 2-stop, or yeah, maybe you've got an extra set of hards. If you chose the harder set, you can pit onto mediums and back onto hards. There's a lot of things you can do, but if you started in hards, you're pretty much in a sticky situation. Luckily, we started in softs, so we've got a lot of flexibility, and that damage helps us a little bit. But nevertheless, we do not get a good restart because Tom was jumping about like he was trying to land on Mars. So yeah, you can see he's a little bit ahead, and not much we could really do there, as I wanted to keep my front wing intact for once. Yeah, not much really happening on this opening restart here. We move on to lap 14, halfway through that lap actually, and you can see that's Tom Manley, who recently just passed us, or had a good restart, blowing up everywhere. So we pass him nicely, that's a position gain, but we've also got Jake behind us on a fresh set of soft tyres, and I do not fight this. There's no point in fighting this. I let him by. He's going to have to pit eventually, and he's also just quicker, so stupid to fight it, but he does blow up 2 other cars into the wall, and that was impressive from Jake Benham. No comment in that one, I'm sure. That was interesting. I completely forgot that happened until watching this back now. Yeah, nice move from Jake Benham. I have a feeling he might get a penalty for that if he's reported, but we'll see. But yeah, we didn't fight Jake, as there was no need to fight that at all. It's just a losing battle for both of us if we do. Next up though, we move on to lap 21. P12, Shinaka Clay ahead of us. He does have a 3-second, but you can never really take them legitimately, as it's usually not right. Sometimes it is, but usually it's not. We've got 1 warning so far at this point, as 2 cars pit, so we're P10, we're in the points after that terrible start. But we're going to go for a move on Otis and Shinaka. You can see they're both flashing, which means they're below 10%. We get the move done on both of them, still with a decent amount of ERS. Shinaka decides that he wants to fight it still, so we fight through the next few corners, understeer a bit, he goes off the track, still side by side, 3 wide, and Shinaka clips a rear wheel, which is quite illegal, but you know, nevertheless, we keep moving on. Still side by side with Otis, which isn't ideal as we're just losing time now, and yeah, we've lost DRS now, so
Yeah, well,
a bit of a sticky situation. Let's hope Otis can catch up. Usually the train will be quite slow through this middle part of the lap as they're just so close to each other. But yeah, Otis does catch up a few laps later, which I'm not complaining. I was able to sit behind and save some battery, so made our life easier. But yeah, not much to happen now. P9, and there's a few penalties to come, I think, post-race so far. There's also a few people ahead of us with penalties, but lap 31 now. We're behind Josh, who brakes super early. And yeah, we go wide. We're going to have Tomic all over us now. We're going to go try down the inside. And yeah, we just couldn't do anything. We're understeering. We're trying to let him go here. And I don't really know what he was doing. And yeah, we pass him. And yeah, that happened. So, a bit of a mistake from us. I think I broke a little too late, and Josh just obviously broke early because he had a car ahead of him. And then that resulted in me locking up and going straight on. But now we've got Fabrizio behind us on a very fresh set of medium tyres. He's going to be extremely quick. But luckily, he's only got 10% battery, which I knew from my engineer. And the car ahead of us, Josh, only has 10% battery as well. So you can see Fab all over us, but that extra battery we've got is saving us right now. We're going to try go for the move on Josh. He's weaving everywhere, left, right, and we finally are able to pass him into turn 1. And luckily we get double dosage of DRS now. That's P7, so a decent recovery so far. Let's see if anything can happen, if any more collisions can happen, as so far it's been a pretty chaotic race. So coming into this next corner, you can see Otis is all over Jarno. I was hoping more people would have a collision. You can see right at the front there, the fight for the podium, everyone is all over the place, so I'm hoping something happens between them. We could be fighting for a top 5 here if everything aligns for us. At this point these tyres are dead. I can't imagine how the medium runners are surviving, because at this point I was shot. Fabrizio though, he's still right behind us, and that's going to make our life very difficult, as we're going to have to defend from a car with fresher tyres by quite a bit. We're going to defend the inside here, as he was inevitably going to send it. Does he back out? Yes, he just moves out of the way, but nevertheless, a car's ahead. They're fighting much harder, and Otis Lawrence decides to put it up the inside of 2 cars even. We have a huge snap. Can we get Jarno across the line? And no, we can't. We jump up to P4 after penalties, and to be honest, I don't think those penalties mean anything. I could be higher up than P4, I could be lower down, I have no clue. I might get a penalty, someone else might get a penalty. I could be P2 for all I know, or I could be P8 for all I know. I actually have no clue what's going to happen. So, either way, fun race, good result. Before everything gets removed or added. Might be a podium, might not. But yeah, considering we were out of the race after lap 1, safety car albeit did save us. It was nice to fight some cars in that second stint and have a bit of a proper fight. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope you guys enjoyed the WOR experience, my WR debut. Hopefully it's a podium, so I can say I have 100% podium rate in WR. That'd be kind of cool. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. PSGL on Wednesday. I'll see you guys in the next one. Adios.